Yeah, I'll just go have a quick prepared with the link now. We're live?
welcome.
Hello.
Hi. We have been reading the chat, by the way.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello. Good day. Good day. Good day.
Everyone, can you hear us all well? No issues? Hopefully
yes.
not.
Yes, please let me know if there are any audio issues.
Hey, thank you, Mary Draws. Subscribe to my channel. If you happen to be here. That's popped up. I bet that's just a coincidence. That's nothing else but a coincidence. But
yeah,
I never get.
Yeah, I have to have it on my Twitch. Like, I'll be streaming on Twitch, and I'm gonna pop up notifications. Subscribe to your YouTube.
I think you have the stream open. Is that me or wait?
Wait, it's probably.
Oh wait.
Mine should be.
Oh, that's me. Sorry, everyone. My bad.
Okay.
Oh.
Echo.
Yes, hello everyone. How long hell is the chat delay?
Good question. I'm not sure.
Because you should probably shorten it. I think.
I don't.
Seems to be a bit
altered from standard. Hang on.
Apparently you're quiet and I'm loud, according to Cinder.
Oh, hang on a second. Thank you.
Nathan says audio is good though. So, who do we believe, Nathan or Cinder? That's a hard. That's a fair point.
I'm kidding. I love you both.
Yep. Just be aware, everyone. This is also my first live stream, so don't hate me immediately.
Yes,
I'm kidding.
Nice to Dawn.
But yes, no, it's all good.
Well, this is my second actual discussion live stream, so.
Ah, okay.
Yes.
Yes.
So, because I did one for my birthday after I got back from RTX Sydney.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I woke up an hour late to that.
Yeah. That's
so you get doing a live stream at like 8 o'clock.
I don't have anything changed in the chat, so we'll just see how we go. But yeah, I might have to. Yeah, I don't have slow mode on. Awesome. It's just live. Cool. Okay. Cool. How do I get back over there? Right. I'm not used to using the YouTube live.
Yes, this is definitely very interesting. Also, guys, obviously, so we're going to be discussing the RWBY Volume 5 trailer today. And we'll be giving our thoughts and our opinions, our interpretations of quotes and references and screenshots and stuff. Also, if you would like us to show you the screenshots we'll be referencing, I believe we can put that on screen if you guys want.
Yep.
It'll be a bit small, but again, if you guys just want to have the reference to what we're referencing, then we can put that up for you guys if you want.
Okay, am I louder now? I think I fixed it.
Yeah.
Sorry, my dog was chatting away. I was like, I'm just fiddling in the background here.
Mm.
Alright, hopefully that's better. Yes,
but
I can put screenshots on.
But seriously, thank you to the 6 or so people who are watching us. Like, it's awesome. It's really cool. You guys have just taken time out of your day to come and discuss RWBY with us. You know, obviously the premiere is just under 12, or just over 12 hours from now. I believe 1 a.m. for us. We get it.
Yeah, I think it's 2 a.m. Or is it 4 a.m.?
No, I checked it. I checked it, and I'm pretty sure it was 1 a.m.
Oh, okay, 1 a.m.
Because they come out 10 p.m. Their time, like Austin time, which is 1 a.m. here. Normally, it's the previous season was like later, but we get it a bit 1 hour earlier than we did last season, I think.
I don't think I'll stay up to watch it though. I think I'll still watch it in the morning.
Oh yeah, well you're going to be reacting to it, so you should definitely
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. Nathan says we should probably check up the screenshots.
Yeah.
So that's fine by us.
Ta-da.
Yeah. So we're probably going to be live for about an hour. Mm-hmm. So I think we should probably just get into this because we in our test live stream this took 3 hours.
Yeah. Well,
so
we're fiddling as well. So
that's true, but you know we should definitely Lily Rosier. I think RWBY needs a vampire grim. Ooh.
Vampire grim. Now that will be interesting.
That would actually be quite terrifying. Although I guess you could probably say Salem is the closest thing we have to a grim vampire.
She definitely has that sort of vampire vibe.
Oh, Mari Draws is in the chat. Oh, cool.
Awesome.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Oh, Cinder says hi, Chris. That was actually my brother Nathan. You saw walk behind me. They're both here in the background.
Anyway.
Yes.
So this first screenshot we have up here is like the very first scene from the trailer, and it's the overview of what. Well, we're going to ask you guys, and obviously we asked Larissa and myself as well. Do we think this is Haven Academy?
I believe it is. I didn't actually think about it till after I've watched it a couple of times and saw some much reactions to it. Like, yeah, because I just thought it was Mistral, but yeah, I definitely think it's Haven myself.
I think so as well, and to jump around a little bit, but we'll just keep on the screenshot. What I really like about this, apart from obviously the Asian inspiration and design to the school, it looks a lot more like, at least look like, Beacon to me looked like a university such college. It was a very, very big campus, you know, large courts, and all the dorms were like, you know, 3-4 story apartment kind of complexes.
Yes. Yep.
Whereas you look here, and it's more like a high school or primary / elementary school, where it's a lot of longer buildings that aren't very tall. They're more circle each other, kind of thing, and it's a lot more. It looks more like a school than say like a university, like say Beacon did, which I think is really cool because Beacon was very separated from Vale. It was in the city, but it was off. It was off the it was off over the lake or the river or whatever it was. Whereas this looks like, you know, you don't have to live at Haven to go to Haven.
Yeah.
Whereas for Beacon, it was kind of out of the way to not live at Beacon. So I think that's a very cool thing, and another one too is that this taken very much from the Mistral World of Remnant, that they said that the people of Mistral have a great respect for the sea and sky.
Yes. Yeah, they do.
Which I think is very telling because, look, none of the buildings are very tall.
Yeah.
Which I think is a cool connection to that. You know, that's not almost obscure. I might be looking too much into it. But that's also... Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I just love the really oriental style to it as well.
Yes, definitely. And that also, you know, ties into, you know, a lot of the outfits and stuff we saw in Volume 4, and also, you know, Cinder's new outfit looked a bit more like Mistral kind of esque.
Yep.
Etc. Someone said, well, it had a very Emerald City style. Yeah, I guess it did actually, Beacon and Vale.
Yeah, it did, yes.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever actually thought of that.
Well, you've got a lot of the Wizard of Oz sort of vibes going with Beacon.
Yes.
For sure.
You know, I think most people associated with, like, Hogwarts.
Yeah.
But, yeah, actually, Emerald City, and I haven't seen Lord of the Rings, Wizard of Oz, for quite some time. It's a very old movie, of course.
Yeah, a long time ago, yes.
But that's actually a very good point. Nathan, Beacon University, Haven High School, Atlas, Mirror type building. So what does that make Vacuo? I don't know. That's a good question. I'm not saying that, you know, this is more of like a lesser school. It just looks designed to more like a high school kind of thing. And with the respect to the sky, that also brings up the towers that we see in this first screenshot here. So I'm going to pose this question to the chat. Do we think this is the equivalent to the Beacon Tower, these two towers here? Are these Mistral's communication tower / towers? Or are they just like outposts / designs for the school?
Let's see what people thinks before I put my 2 cents in. Also, do I need to make the image bigger on the stream too? Let me know. Screenshot's a little small.
Lily, I think each kingdom has a style set up along the lines of the fairy tale designs. Well, yeah, I think they're all going to be inspired by their particular inspirations. I'm not sure what city Mistral / Haven is meant to be inspired by. I'm thinking of a mountain city from a fairy tale or something. Nothing immediately comes to mind, I don't think. Well, it was interesting because in the World of Remnant, they kind of discussed more of Mistral being like a city on the cliffside. So when we saw this scene of Mistral in Volume 4, it took me by surprise because this is not what I expected to see. But I do still very, very much like it, of course. And I'm curious with the floating islands in the lake, which we discussed, we believe is in the lake.
Yes.
If maybe we'll see more houses and stuff along the cliffside there.
I might just make this a little bigger.
Okay, sounds good.
Just leave Henry lurking on top of the screenshot. Behind there.
So did you say there was much of a chat delay or no? Like, how much of a delay is there from like what we're saying compared to what they're seeing?
It shouldn't be too much. I can't really see in the stats actually. OBS is telling me. I don't know. Doesn't say. Never mind.
Okay.
I don't think we've got much of a delay. I think it's just the usual, probably 10 up to 20 seconds maybe.
Okay.
I don't think anyone's answering the question. That's what
Yeah,
it is.
That's right. Okay, well then, what do you think about the towers then that we see here?
I don't think they're the actual. Well, we've got the cross-continental transport system. That was the main tower in Beacon. With Osmond's office.
Which I will say, for the longest time, I always thought were two different towers.
I thought they were two different towers too.
So when I finally got to Volume 3 for the first time, I was so confused.
Yeah, because I thought the dance was actually in the city, but it was actually in the lunch hall, and it took me ages to put those two.
Oh, I don't know if I've even ever realized that. Yeah.
So I always thought.
Yeah, I just always thought the communication tower was in the city, and Osmond's tower was in Beacon. But they're both, so.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Haven is based off Ba Sing Se.
What's
from
Ba Sing
Avatar?
Se? Oh, Avatar.
It's like the grand city from Avatar. I do remember Miles and Kerry saying that, or at least because apparently there's going to be a lot of a vibe of like, you know, nothing is wrong in Mistral.
Yep.
But there is, and that was the same theme for Ba Sing Se in the show. It was like, there is nothing wrong in Ba Sing Se. That was like one of the big things for the Yeah, so you don't think this is the cross-continental equivalent transmit system towers?
No, I think they're just more, I don't know, maybe, well, since they have a love of the sky, maybe they even use them for, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I personally think it makes sense for them to not have a giant, massive tower sticking into the sky. They're going to have two smaller ones that do the same job.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, I kind of think that the tower, that they could be the equivalent. And I don't think the towers are going to play a role in the destruction of Haven, personally. So, I don't think it
destroyed the transmit system anyway, so
well, that's it,
one more tower.
Well, also, I don't think that's where Lionheart's office is, in the towers, where, say, Ozpin's was.
Yeah.
So there's no need to kind of target the towers.
Wherever the relic is, so...
Well, we did see some of the underground, we did see the team walking underground in the trailer, which I didn't grab a screenshot of. And I think it even some of the leaked screenshots, I think, showed them just underground. So maybe again, it really depends. Anyway, so if we go to the next screenshot or the next one after that.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go to that one.
Is that the next one? No, I think it jumped on me.
That's all right.
Hang on, let me fix it.
Yeah. So I was gonna look at the one with Ruby in the courtyard. Was one I was going to.
Yeah. Why is it beeping at me today? OBS is like, I don't like you today. I'm gonna have everything out of order. You've got everything ready. I think they're out of order
so
again.
we're just going through the entire trailer apparently.
Yeah, we are.
Okay.
They're out of order.
Okay, so maybe you don't have that one. Okay, so what's the next one after that? What's the next one you have after that? Okay, there it is.
There it is. They're out of order again. I fixed it.
So yeah, I mean, I think this is just RWBY at Haven, and Haven is still shut down since the invasion of Vale.
Yep.
I imagine, especially because, you know, we know he's the assumingly, I think very likely based on the Cowardly Lion, he doesn't want to take the risk of opening the school back up.
Yep.
Which even Ironwood was doing the same thing. I think it probably is reopened by now. Just because Ironwood acted as if it was, you know, just about to reopen for Weiss's sake.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did say it was going to open soon. Yes.
I think by now they probably opened it.
Yeah.
Back, but yeah, so I think this, you know, the school's still shut down because because the school was destroyed in Beacon because there was an infiltrator in the school.
Yeah.
If the school isn't open, it's a lot harder to infiltrate something that isn't even operational.
Yeah.
So. That's interesting. Which, again, this could raise concerns, you know, we might not see Sun. Hopefully they're just around Mistral. Sun is in Team Sun, not Sun.
Yeah.
But there are also heaps of other teams, of course, that we saw in Volume 3 that are from...
Yes, I really hope we do get to see some of them. Absolutely. If not this volume, at least hopefully in Volume 6.
Yeah.
Yes.
So go back to that Ilya screenshot, then.
Can.
So just go back. Hopefully.
I can't go back. Oh, well, I was going to this one, which is also part of Haven.
Okay.
Anyway.
Yeah, so, yeah, this is kind of like the same thing I was talking about, you know, like a more earlier school vibe with all the, you know, buildings surrounding a courtyard kind of thing. What's interesting there...
It looks like a Pokeball.
It does look a Pokeball, actually. Actually, it looks like Neptune's crosshair he has on the back of his jacket.
It does, actually. Yeah.
Huh. I wonder if that has something to do with it.
Maybe.
And also, there's a lot of symbols around that look a lot like, Mistral symbols, but are probably Haven Academy's symbol. Which actually I was wondering, do the academies and the kingdoms use the same symbols, or are there different symbols? I think they just use the same emblems. I can't remember.
Do. I don't know. That's a good question.
Obviously Atlas would, because everything in Atlas is the same thing.
Atlas is Atlas, yeah.
That was always confusing. Like Atlas is the city, Atlas is the academy, like everything is Atlas and Atlas.
And everything, yeah.
Yeah, everything is Atlas.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, and interesting in this screenshot, we don't see, at least in shot, we don't see Crow there.
No, it's just the 4 of them.
So maybe this is while he's off drinking with Oscar.
Maybe.
Okay, so next screenshot.
It's gonna go to this one.
Yeah, that's right. So here we have obviously back at wherever the hell this is.
Oh, someone called this a really cool name. I can't think of what it was called.
I've heard the
Castle Doom. No, it was something else.
I think what was it? It was Jake, the one-man band, called it the Grimscape.
The Grimscape. Oh yeah, I like that.
Which I think he did, which I really, really liked it. I think the symbols are for Huntsman Academies. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they are for the Huntsman Academies, Lilia. I keep saying Lilia. So you want to say Ilya. My bad.
Crow's still drinking? Yeah.
Of course. Probably. So this is an interesting idea, because the quote that Salem says here is that, if I'm remembering correctly, I'm paraphrasing probably, the White Fang will have the destruction of Haven once we have what we want.
Yes.
Which obviously is most likely the relic.
Yes, I say so.
But what I find so interesting about this is that it shows that Salem doesn't exactly want to destroy the cities just for the relic's sake. It's something that she's willing to do to get to the relics, but I don't think her plan is to destroy all the academies and kingdoms. Maybe the academies, but not necessarily the kingdoms. I think.
I was thinking about this as well. Why does the White Fang want to destroy Haven? That's also another question.
Well, that's also the point too. I think Salem is willing to destroy Haven to gain the White Fang's favor.
Yeah.
Why the White Fang wants it destroyed is not 100%.
There's some beef with Haven.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
if
the White Fang is, from Mistral, like that's where they started, possibly, then it'd make sense why they'd want to destroy the main city.
Yeah. I don't know.
Why have a base of operations where you can have a city under your control?
Yeah. Well, they talk about Haven, not actual Mistral itself. But I guess
that's true Haven as well.
Yeah.
That's actually true.
But then again,
we'd also imagine then if Mistral is deployed in, I can't think of the right word. If they're from Mistral, then the biggest thorn in their side would be the huntsmen from the academies.
Yeah.
Or from Haven. Because, because I don't know. It's interesting.
Salem is Ospen's sister, I think. That's an interesting thought. Sorry, just throw that there.
I suppose maybe it's a possibility. I don't know.
Yeah.
Depends how old Ozpin is, because I still want to say that his semblance is something to do with time.
Yes.
So I think he's had this, he's been this person for a lot longer than most other people are, kind of thing. Like, I think, Oscar will have Ozpin in his head, he'll pass it on, he'll die, etc. I think Ozpin's had this, though, for a very long time. Just because I think his semblance has allowed him to live longer than most other people. Because I still think he has a time-related semblance, possibly.
Really don't know much about him.
Yeah, but it's interesting that Salem destroyed Vale to get the relic, but also I think despite Ozpin.
Definitely seems like it.
And now she's going to destroy Haven just to gain the White Fang's favour further. Yeah. Along with getting the relic, of course. Okay.
Ilya.
Here we have Ilya, apparently silver-eyed Ilya.
Apparently,
I've heard some people say. I don't necessarily think so.
She does, but I do like that, and I like how she says to Blake, your plan's not going to work, and that you should just leave Menagerie. Like, you gotta make me.
Which I think is what most of the fandom probably wanted.
Oh no, God, that's not the right one. Sorry. I don't hate how these are out of order now, so I'm trying to find the right screenshot.
That's alright. It could just be time dust he's using us as semblance. That's actually a good thought.
Oh, there. Mm.
Actually, some sort of dust maybe is like his power source we saw in the fight with Cinder. That's actually a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh god. I think I kind of remember that, NATO. We've discussed so many theories.
So Ilya, I think, has instantly become a lot of people's favorite character in the show.
Yes.
And I'm very, very excited. I wanted to go back because Blake talks a lot. Well, surprisingly, she does whenever she talks about her past.
Yes.
And almost every time she's referencing Adam.
Mm.
So I wanted to look back and see if any of the times it could have been she was referencing Ilya, not Adam.
That's an interesting thought, yeah.
But I looked back, and most of them I'm pretty certain she's referencing Adam.
Yeah.
But it would have been cool if one of those stories she said, you know, I knew someone long ago that changed. It would have been cool if they hinted at Ilya earlier.
Mm.
But again, you know, she's been hinted at. She's now a character. She's been explained, so it's good now.
It is interesting she hasn't been hinted at prior to this, yeah. Mm.
Well, I think a lot of characters in Volume 4 weren't, which is why Volume 4 took back a lot of people, because they introduced a lot of characters, whereas normally they do kind of, I don't know, it's one of those weird things, because, you know, I watched RWBY, you know, Volume 4 was the first one I watched as it came out.
Yeah.
So, you know, but again, Neptune just showed up randomly, you know, heaps of other characters just showed up randomly, so, you know.
Yeah.
And again, I still believe that Watts was hinted at in Volume 3, but I'll get into that in my own time later.
Yes.
But one thing I found really interesting, and I think I saw someone do a video on it, and they were pointing out the fact that what if Ilya is the I in Team Funky? And and as much as I'd be like, maybe, but I don't think she didn't go to Atlas. She didn't go to the Huntsman school.
No, she didn't.
She just went to a
prep school. And
she just went to a prep school.
Then she's shown herself for being a
But
foreigner, so she probably...
she's the only character that would be the I in Funky.
Yeah, I never even thought of that.
I was like, you know, until proven wrong, you know, maybe. I doubt it, but it's still interesting.
I doubt it. I don't think so. I think she left because, well, we saw in the flashback before the Black trailer that she was in Forever 4 with Blake, so...
Yes.
Yeah.
But
I haven't seen her since then, but...
But yeah, I know, I really love Ilya. I instantly liked it in Volume 3, and, you know, ever since the Ilya character... the Blake character short, yeah, definitely up there as one of my more favourite characters, I definitely would say.
I'm really interested to see where her and Blake's relationship goes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Or where it has been.
And where it has been, yes.
Yeah. I mean, come on, if any character is in the show, whether it's Bumblebee or not, Blake is probably a bi character. just saying.
I don't know. I still think it might be Yang, but that's just me personally.
Well, again, they both could be, and that could be the LGBT relationship. And again, if Bumblebee happens, awesome. Until then, under the Schnee.
Yeah.
Or Black Sun. Sorry, for Blake's versus Black Sun.
Yes.
Yeah. But it's definitely interesting, because I know a lot of people were a little annoyed that she's still in Menagerie. Everyone thought she would have moved on by now.
She hasn't finished her story yet.
No. Again, I don't want to rush everyone back, because I think the show needs the characters to have their own personalities. You know, Blake's always been a character that her character story is her relations with other characters. That's always been the case, and that's fine. But we have to build her up outside of RWBY, just like we have to build RWBY up without the rest of the team, Weiss without the rest of the team, and Yang without the rest of the team. Does that mean they might come together at the end of Volume 5? Sure. But I also don't think even the writers are right. They want to get them all in the same place. Yeah. But not necessarily all together.
Yeah. They still need to build the individual storylines at this stage.
But I am curious what more Blake will do in Menagerie. I'm actually... Because I can't think of anything, apart from hunting down more of Ilya's and the Albane twins' associates. Yeah. Yeah. But we'll just have to see. Maybe Cinder is a vengeful ex. I've heard that theory a lot of times. I think I do. That could be a possibility. Man, everything is about shipping in this show. Everything. Yeah. It's crazy. Anyway, next up. Let's move on.
Let's move on. And someone mentioned Neo. Yes, I really hope we do see Neo in Volume 5.
I think Mistral would be the perfect place to bring her back. But again, I'm always of the idea that until the show ends, you should never get mad at something for not happening. Yeah.
You
know.
It'll happen if it's going to happen.
It'll happen if it happens, you know.
That's it.
So here we have Yang, in my mind, killing Bandit Gavin.
Bandit Gavin.
And two, I really am just curious, you know, I saw a lot of people when they reacted to this trailer. A lot of people being very, very happy when they saw this. I, for one, was more concerned.
I was happy. I love it.
I think it's almost out of a character. I know that's crazy to hear. Punching is out of a character. This seemed to me like aggression. Like, Yang punches people, but she's never aggressive. The only time she actually was aggressive was when she was trying to save Blake. Apart from that, it's just her nature to fight. But she's not aggressive in it. I wouldn't say she's an aggressive fighter.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I guess in the funky fight she was. This just seemed strangely out of character for the context we got.
It does. It seems she seems to be more in control though. Like she just says, "I'm looking for someone," and her eyes change. Like there's no like real aggression. She seems to be really in control. I guess we need to find out more what happened for her to.
Hashtag Better Gavin.
Better Gavin.
I'm very curious though.
Yes.
Oh, Mari. Okay, I think Mari Jaws may have seen this in the character short of the episode 1, maybe because she says she won't spoil anything. So maybe she had seen it. Yes, please don't.
No spoilers.
But what was I gonna say? Yeah, I'm always curious if maybe the Yang with a semblance off is gonna have this more PTSD scaredness that people want her to have. Which I, for one, think that, things happened off screen. She had her PSD. We didn't see it, no, but I think it happened off screen, etc., etc. Because again, it was 8 months. It was 8 to 6 months.
Yeah.
Yes, she recovered quickly, but again, that was after who knows how long.
Yeah.
And for Yang's character to even drop a tiny bit is really significant. I think people were kind of hoping her character would go really downhill.
Yeah.
And I just think that would be too drastic for her.
I think she still hit rock bottom. Definitely.
Yeah. But that didn't. But that for her character wasn't that far down the PTSD levels.
Yeah.
But that was still a huge jump for how high up she was of a character in terms of like her strength as a character. But what I was gonna say is, what if like herself, Purple Eyes, normal Yang, is this more PTSD scared person? Yeah. And almost her semblance is almost giving her a dual personality syndrome.
Yeah, that's interesting. Could do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because obviously, the bandit recognized the red eyes and was like, oh shit, I've seen this before, my leader. And it's like, oh fuck, maybe there's something here. And, hey, AC Gears and Arms, good to see you.
Hi, AC.
Yes, I'm really interested just to see, because if a later screenshot, we have this POV almost from the ground of Raven. I'm wondering if she, fights this bandit, goes on a bike ride, maybe falls or gets attacked, and then she wakes up in Raven's camp. I would really like, and this is something I've been thinking about, what if Raven has Yang, not necessarily kidnapped or anything, but she has her, and then when Crow and Team Ranger go look for Raven and find her, Raven acts as if, oh, I was just reuniting Yang with Ruby, and she just acts like as if like she was like trying to do a nice thing, and Crow's just like, no, you weren't. $20 that I bet you that's gonna happen. Like that's when
Raven's camp and Yang's just flattened it.
Yeah, like Yang's just like doing something and it's like, oh shit, hey Ruby. I definitely think that that's when like Ruby and Yang will meet back up when Crow and that go look for Raven, I think. And I think that'd be cool. But yes, very interested to see, what sparks this punch. Maybe Gavin even mentions Raven.
Don't know. Someone mentioned about Mercury or something.
He does kind of, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I do love that punch though, and how his tooth just goes flying. I love it.
Which does raise the question about aura, and maybe a bit of an inconsistency there. But
he might not have his aura unlocked.
As a bandit, I'd imagine that's something that's kind of routine.
Well, he might not have. I don't know.
I guess so. But again, aura has been something that you kind of have to activate.
Yeah.
In a sense, like you can get sneak attacked.
Yeah.
In RWBY if you're not aware of the situation, kind of thing.
I love Yang's
Otherwise, assassins would have no purpose in Remnant. Because, like, I'm gonna kill you. Oh, your aura, shit.
I gotta wear down the aura first.
Yeah.
But I do love Yang's eyes. Her red eyes in the new animation looks amazing.
Yeah, it really does. And, like, I love the outfit and stuff now that I've seen it a bit more.
Say about the neck thing. Because you explained it to me.
So for those of you who don't know, and I was discussing this with Larissa the other night, that some people thought that the thing around her neck was a choker, which I thought was just
I don't like it, but now that I know what it is, I actually like it.
It's actually a very modern like almost like an airbag bike helmet. Because I remember someone was complaining at the end of Volume 4 that she wasn't wearing her helmet when she was driving to the Bandit / Mistral sign.
Yep.
But then I saw a reply to that saying that it's actually a very new way, like in our day, very modern alternative to a bike helmet, where it's literally an airbag. That's actually really cool, and it's a really cool, unique outfit. It doesn't need the helmet, so.
I just want. Yeah. I just imagine it going up and her hair just going over her face.
Yeah, her hair just going. Yeah, definitely. That'd definitely be. And again, if Yang does have an accident and ends up getting knocked out and being taken to Raven, maybe we might actually see it actually work.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe she gets attacked by Grim or the bandits on her bike or something. Because again, we see her in the trailer like on the bike, being very very straightforward, looking for something.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't call it a collar, but I mean, you know. Anyway, next up.
I was just going to mention too, I can't go back to the previous, but when she did that punch, her hair looked so much more, it didn't look so thick and heavy, it looked so much lighter.
No, it looked more natural kind of thing.
Yeah, it did.
But even on this screenshot here, you can see one of the hair strands looking or even some of them looking very blocky.
Yeah.
Like the one that goes around the back of her head.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it's like, you know. But again, her hair was always the weirdest thing about Volume 1.
Yeah.
1 to 3, it was very, very jarring and jagged hair.
Yeah, it just looks so solid, but I just when
I do love the shading of her hair now.
Yeah.
That's the thing too about the hair that I think is bad in Maya, that it was better in 1 to 3, is that the hair is so less detailed in Maya.
Yeah.
But the gradient shadings look really good in her hair here. Yeah. Okay.
Alright, let's go. Next one.
Aha. And again, speaking of very well, nicely done hair.
His hair looks amazing.
The man himself, Leo, well, I assume Leo Lionheart. I think,
I'm pretty sure it is him.
Okay. I remember someone was thinking that Leo and Lionheart were two different people. No. But I'm like, I'm pretty sure they're the same people.
They're the same people. Yeah.
Yeah. Although we still haven't gotten 100% confirmation.
Yeah.
But, yeah. The Crewbie's really got a hang of the animation in this film. Yeah, and that's what I was discussing too, because in Volume 3, they were really used to the animation, but didn't have a choreographer for the fighting. In Volume 4, they had the choreographer for the fighting, but they weren't all necessarily good with Maya. And now in Volume 5, this should be the best volume animation-wise, because they have choreographers, they have fighters, and everyone should has enough experience with Maya now that it should be really, really good. And I think from what this trailer has seen, we've seen that. And just one last point, and this is something I should have mentioned at the start of the stream. If you watch this trailer, what is the one word that you think this, like in terms of RWBY, like this trailer kind of tells you? That was horribly described. Basically, the word I'd associate this trailer with RWBY is refreshing.
Yeah. This
trailer just felt like almost a new show with familiar faces. This feels so refreshing and really cool, and I'm actually really looking forward.
It's just beautiful too. And I heard people saying that the ones who saw it in theaters just said it was amazing and beautifully done.
Yes, I've heard so many good things, and it's going to be 23 minutes, the first episode.
I know. Oh, God.
Which I think a lot of people would found surprising, but I'm like, if you're going to show something in theaters, you might as well make it at least 20 minutes. So I think that's why the episode is as long as it is. I think the rest of the season might be a bit shorter.
I'm just thinking when I'm going to watch it tomorrow, I've got the Yang short and the episodes. That's like 30 minutes of RWBY, basically.
Yes, which is, well, I think the Yang short will probably about 5 minutes. I think the other shorts were only about 5 minutes.
Yeah, it was 4 minutes 40, I think. So, yeah, so just under 30 minutes worth of RWBY. Yeah.
And I'm curious how, because we know that, for those who don't know, and if you hope you guys don't want to get spoiled on it, but it's not, I wouldn't call it a spoiler. But we know what the Yang character short is going to be on, because on the Rooster Teeth site, they have a description of it.
Yes, they did.
So if you don't want to hear, then mute
for a second.
Bit. That it is going to be about 1, 2, 3. It's going to be about Yang training RWBY in unarmed combat, which I think is something amazing that I'm so happy they touched on, because that's always been, no matter who I've seen react to RWBY, one thing they always interpret well is that RWBY has no skill outside of her scythe. I've never seen a reactor question that. Like, everyone's like, oh, okay, she only knows how to fight with a scythe, that makes sense. So I'm glad that they're now taking that aside and questioning that. And also, we're going to see RWBY in her Volume 3 outfit, which is good because, you know, she didn't have a character short this volume, so we're going to chuck her in there in Yang's one.
Hopefully we get a bit of history on the two of them, and I think because the flashbacks for the Blake and Y shorts were set before the trailers, I'm thinking this is going to be set before the trailers as well, which would be really interesting to see.
And that also makes sense too. I'm just realizing too, because assumingly all the Yang stuff we saw in the trailer was from her character short.
Possibly, yeah.
Because everything else, well, we saw one new scene of Yang for Blake that wasn't from the character short. But that was more about Ilya, which everything these days about Blake is more about Ilya, which is not a bad thing. Not that I have any issue with Blake, but I don't think Ilya is a bad thing.
Yeah. I thought they were doing 14 episodes, Lily.
Yeah, they're doing
14.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, confirmed.
Yeah, which is awesome.
Yes.
Although I did think of one negative about that today.
Yeah.
We won't be able to see the finale at RTX.
I thought Chini worked out that we would. It just means there's only going to be 3 breaks rather than 4 breaks through the.
Maybe I think they'll still take 4 World of Remnant weeks off.
Yeah.
Maybe a Thanksgiving and Christmas week off.
Yeah, that's true. If they do, then we won't get the finale.
That's still 6 weeks. We won't get a RWBY episode, which I think that's 20 weeks before the finale will air.
Yeah.
Which I think by then will be past RTX Sydney. That means Rooster will be going.
Yes.
If any of you out there are Australian,
I can't wait for RTX Sydney.
Yes, very, very excited. And of course, shout out, although I don't think any of you will be in the stream, shout out to anyone who's gone to RTX London or is going to RTX London, which I think is happening right now, I think.
Don't think quite yet. It will be Friday night for them. So, yeah. This afternoon will be Saturday morning.
Okay.
Yeah.
Back to the screenshot, because we've only got like 20 minutes left.
Really?
So,
yes.
Do we think Lear Lionheart, I'm going to ask you guys in the chat as well, do you think he's in a situation where he's playing good but doing bad for the protection, like in a good way, like, he's working with Salem and Watts for his own protection and Mistral's protection? Or do you think he's just playing along Watts and Salem, but is actually a good guy alongside Crow and Ranger?
I'm thinking he's trying to play along with both sides and he's going to fail.
That's true.
Maybe he's trying to play along with both sides.
I don't know, just from this scene, like, where he said Mistral's the hardest region to control due to its size, because the Kingdom of Mistral is almost all of Anima.
Yeah, it's huge.
Whereas Vale, the Kingdom, is actually only the very north coastal part of Sarnas.
Yeah.
But the Kingdom of Mistral is ginormous.
It is, yeah. It's massive. And he says we've got one shot at this.
Yeah, which kind of makes me think that he is actually a good guy, and he's playing along Watts and Salem, not the other way around.
Yeah.
Because he's
got good intention, but is still a coward. Yeah.
Yeah, well, of course, I think that's definitely going to be the case, but I don't think he's on the side of Watts and Salem.
Yeah.
I think he's playing them. But we'll come probably to a point where, he has to make that choice, and he'll make the choice that's best for Mistral. Which will probably be a part of, will probably be alongside Salem and Watts.
Can't really trust a lot of people in RWBY anymore. Nope. What's the next screenshot?
Okay. So here's some of the, the big stuff. Comes to this trailer. We finally get a glimpse of one Miss Sienna Khan, and we now get to see Adam once again in seemingly the headquarters for the White Fang. And I've seen a few people interpret this pretty funnily. Some people say that, like, Adam is out of his league here. Like, he's not as big a shot as he thinks he is. Sienna Khan isn't as extreme as Adam is. Maybe there is actually a splinter group of the White Fang that's more aggressive, even than Sienna's. So it's all kind of just crazy how we're going into this, and I'm very happy to see. And also, Adam has a new outfit, so the crew lied to us when they said no one's getting redesigned this volume.
I don't know if it's... it definitely looks different. I don't know if it's completely new. Maybe
I don't know if I'd call it a redesign. It could just be a retelling of his... Not retelling, but, like, could just be like, no, this is just kind of what his outfit was always meant to be.
Yeah.
Not like, say, someone like Cinders, who obviously is wearing what she's wearing now because of whatever condition she has.
Yes.
Even though it is more like a Mistral-esque outfit, which we discussed earlier.
That's in the next screenshot. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So this is something I've raised the question of: are these outfits just due to cultural development in RWBY? Like, we know that Cinder is from Mistral. We've explored Mistral, so now Cinder has to look like she's from Mistral. And same thing with Adam. Or is it just, Cinder's just being more, covering herself more because she's hurt, and Adam is more badass because he's about to go to war. No. So it could be a bit of both, I think.
Yeah.
I definitely think, Cinder is obviously hiding something.
Yes. Something
Not
up
from
with
myself or Salem, but RWBY is hiding something from us.
Yep.
But she's doing it in a Mistral-esque way. To make that really good. So yeah. So here we have Renora. That's all that matters in this screenshot.
Absolutely. The city's so close together.
I just have this, I have this obviously this gut feeling that, are they going to go back down to just side characters this volume? What are they going to do kind of thing?
I think they'll still have an important part of it, but there's sort of a little bit of a setback. Like, I think it's going to mainly be the RWBY girls this time. But...
I think, there's two options I think they need to do with Juniper going forward. One is obviously Nico's family.
Yes.
Which a lot of people want. I don't know if we'll get. I know a lot of people want. That seems like a bit of a stretch. I don't know if the RWBY is going to go that route. And two, does Raven still have some connection to Ren and Nora's past? I obviously thought for a long time Zeta's games. Yes, we are getting the board game.
Yes, we are.
I just backed mine yesterday actually.
Yes. Make sure you do back. You get extra things if you're a backer.
Yes. I got the tier 2 one that comes with the art prints.
Yes. Same.
And apparently, I don't know if you saw this or something, but if you back an extra $20 from what your original pledge was, you'll also get sent the add-ons, which are the villain statues.
Oh, I think I saw something about that.
Because they just hit the next stretch goal this morning.
I saw an email pop up on my phone.
400,000. But you need to pay an extra $20 on your pledge to get those.
Yeah, I'll look at that later.
Yeah.
So $30 really.
They will boop. If we get a sex scene in RWBY, sure, let's make it Renora. Sorry to all the younglings out there. Yeah, so, but it actually wasn't until recently, but Nora's new outfit that she has now in Volume 4 is kind of like a modern, nice version of what her outfit was when she was a kid.
Yes, yeah.
What her Volume 1 to 301 was just a Thor thing. I still have no idea what that outfit was she had. That metal harness she was wearing, I have no idea what that was.
Yes.
It looked awesome, but I still had no idea what the hell it was. But I'm wondering, her outfit that she had in Volume 4, Episode 10, was similar enough, I think, to be considered a bandit-like outfit. So I'm curious if it's not Ren that has connection to Raven, it's actually Nora.
Yeah, well, we don't know what
Nora was born in the bandit tribes, got lost, and ended up in Kurayuri.
Yep.
And is now wearing an outfit that could probably be a bandit's outfit if it was even more tattered and wrapped up than what it is now.
Yep.
So that's personally one of my things, that it'd be cool if Nora's the one that has the connection to Raven.
Yeah,
also, apparently... Yeah, sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry.
That's all right, you go first. What were you going to say?
I did see something on Reddit where someone suggested... I didn't read into it, but apparently there is some sort of connection, reference-wise, character inspiration, between Raven and Weiss.
Really?
To the point where there's some sort of connection to the point where they actually will fight in the series, considering some references they have to each other.
Interesting.
I think it's something to do with, like, the Frozen references that they have, like the original Ice Princess references that Weiss has, not the Snow White ones. That apparently draw some connection to Raven, so, I definitely think it'd be cool if Nora, because I think everyone thought that Ren was the one that had the connection to who she is herself. Everyone thought that Ren had a connection to Raven.
Yes, because we thought it was the bandits, but no. Because
the bandits, I guess maybe the... I don't know if the Knucklefeet had a connection to the bandits or not. It might have.
It was just drawn probably to them, when they ransack a village, it's just the negativity.
Yeah. I mean, obviously the power that Raven had is the Spring Maiden. That's her weapon.
Yeah, well, seems to be,
which is interesting too. I thought maybe, what if Crow and Raven were Ozpin's maiden hunters, much like Tyrion is Salem's?
Yeah.
What if on some of their first missions, Raven found the Spring Maiden and she was just like a little kid, like a little girl?
Yes.
And she simply was like, well, I want to get back to the bandits, let's take this, and now I have a weapon.
Yeah.
So the Spring Maiden might have been raised in the bandit camps. Which also, be interesting if she raised the Spring Maiden, but she couldn't even raise her own daughter. That'd be very interesting.
Yeah. I just wonder who she's... Because we're looking up at them in this screenshot.
Well, yeah.
Whose perspective are we seeing here? Spring Maidens? Or, like, you thought maybe
I would
Yang
say
getting captured?
I would say Yang getting captured by the bandits. Or she got knocked out on her bike or something.
Yeah.
And Raven comes up to him like, "What the fuck is that thing around your neck? Why's your hair upwards like that? Have you been in a car crash, young lady?"
Oh, that's funny.
What about Raven and Cinder? I know they're both on the poster. I don't know if they have any connection necessarily. But I know they're side by side on the poster. Yeah, I don't think they have necessarily a connection. AC said that as well.
What's the next one? Oh, that's the. Oh, I love that shot. The waterfall, so pretty.
Yes.
Oh, they released a GIF this morning, and it looks like you just see RWBY coming out of the building.
RWBY running to Daphne.
I think she's looking at that view because she goes, "Oh wow."
Yeah.
It's like, that's gonna be my reaction to Bollywood. Oh, wow.
I can't believe that's like tonight. That's crazy.
I know, right? Let's move to the next screenshot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're running.
I assume it's probably them running to Lionheart. Like maybe they broke into the school because Lionheart probably doesn't want to speak to Crow and stuff. I would imagine.
Sure. We got the Mistral emblem on the floor there.
Yeah, or the Haven emblem, whichever it's meant to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely something.
And you said about them being underground.
Although we're Australian, MUM, please, if you're going to say mum.
Yes, sorry. Yeah,
we don't use MOM down here.
No,
we don't go mom, we say mum.
Mum. We're
British like that.
British.
What little culture we have is slightly British. Wow. Yes, and this is one of the underground shots where it looks like they're almost like a dungeon area.
Yeah, it's really heavy.
But maybe this is where the relic is.
It looks like sunlight behind the doors, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's true. Maybe this is to something to do with the underground, like the black market, something. Well, Raven may have been placed in position of guarding the Spring Maiden instead of seeking her
to be a mother to her. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Like I mean, it would be really interesting if, say, for example, Raven, the Spring Maiden is her daughter.
Yeah.
And not Yang, which that would be even crazier for Raven.
It would be very crazy.
That would be insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Raven's never mothered to begin with. Absolutely.
Okay, so this is a really interesting screenshot.
Yes, it is.
I think a lot of people, when I first saw it, I didn't initially think, but I do think this is Weiss's ship that she was on. So it is the same ship. It's the same design ship. Whether or not it is the exact same ship, we don't really know. Oh yeah, also
like an Atlas ship.
Yeah, well, that's true. I guess every kingdom does have different design ships, so it makes sense that it would be an Atlas.
Well, we saw the Mistral ships, and they look really different.
And just considering where Mistral is and where Atlas is, I assume this is over the lake, in the middle of Mistral, not on the coastlines.
Yeah.
Which is also would make sense here with the whole floating mountains of Remnant in there. Or Pandora.
And you pointed out something I missed completely, is that if you look closely at the islands, they've got crystals underneath.
Yeah, so it's gravity dust that's holding them up.
That's what's holding
Whereas
them up. I think the next screenshot's better. I can kind of see them there. Yeah.
So like in Avatar, James Cameron's Avatar, you have the floating mountains of Pandora.
Yep.
Again, Mistral is now inspired by two different avatars. That's confusing.
Yep.
Where with them, it's a metal. It's like the adamantanium, and it reacts to the adamantanium in the earth and basically makes the islands float.
Yep.
With here, it's the gravity dust, and in this shot, she's being chased by wasp. I don't know. Everyone keeps saying different insects. I can't think of the actual.
Like wasps to me, but
yeah, like, a lot of people are saying dragonflies and stuff. And I'm like, I think that's a wasp.
I think it's a wasp, but bug grims anyway. They're bugs.
Yeah, so it looks like she's being chased over the islands by these grim.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. It's also curious maybe if this is Miles's favorite grim that we still haven't seen yet.
Maybe.
That he hinted at Volume 4, but he said got scrapped at the last second.
Yep.
So it's interesting there. It looks like she's being chased, so we'll have to see. Like a lot of people said, we didn't see any Weiss new footage in the short. Well, I think this is the Weiss footage we saw.
Yeah, though we did get that GIF that was teased the other day that seemed to show.
What if
Weiss
the island fall because of the White Fang? That would be one hell of a plan.
Yeah.
Like you just try to explode the dust to destroy it, and then like islands fall. I wonder if their base could be on an island like that. That'd be pretty cool. Good explosion to those crystals, and they would come crashing down. Yes. Oh yeah, so I just want to say maybe these are grim or bigger versions of rapier wasps.
Yeah, rapier wasps.
Maybe rapier wasps are small, but these are like mutated ones that are big.
I totally forgot about those. Yeah, they could be because we never saw them actually.
Yeah, I think maybe rapier. I think because grim I think because Grimm are usually the size of their animal equivalent, typically. They're not any big. Well, some Ursa are pretty huge, I guess.
Yeah.
But I imagine that Grimm rapier wasps are normally the small size.
Yeah.
But since Grimm are getting more dangerous and evolving very quickly over the series, maybe these are just massive versions of rapier wasps.
Well, they do tend to grow in size the longer they survive, so it could be that.
Maybe the rapier wasps end up just are very, very small to begin with, like the size of regular wasps.
Yeah.
That is a great callback, actually. I have seen that. It'd be cool. That'd be a cool thing. Like, even if that's not what they wanted, that's not what they meant to be, I would just give that connection and say, well, yeah, rapier wasps are very small for a very long time.
Yeah.
But if they manage to survive like a year or so, then that's when they'll start getting really huge.
They might actually even be the size of your hand or something at the start, because it's probably bigger than.
That's true. I mean, there could have been only maybe 2 or 3 in the box or whatever.
Yeah, you don't know how many was in that box.
Looks more like hornets than wasps. Oh, well, I wouldn't even know the difference between hornet and a wasp. But sure, that's fine.
Now the next screenshot.
The first episode is called Welcome to Beacon. Welcome to Haven.
Yes, it is. Yeah, like the Welcome to Beacon in Volume 2. Yes.
Someone said the episode is out for them. I'm not sure if that's the case or not, but I think I saw someone saying that, so I might have to go.
Yeah. Well, I know it's still.
Grow in size. Cough. Floyd. Cough. Cough.
Floyd.
All about them dudes.
Oh, I love Jimmy.
I love a lot of people, whenever they see Floyd, they keep forgetting that it's Kerry that does the voice for him.
I know. I was like, who does this voice? When I saw the credits, like, it's Kerry. Like, what?
Hopefully that means we get more Neptune.
Yes. A building size rapier wasp that survived decades. Nope. So much nope.
I'm with you right there. And this is one of the big questions of the trailer.
Yes.
Is this something of, like, say, a Seer Grimm? Or is this Sienna Khan?
I think it's Sienna Khan's weapon, but that's just maybe. I don't know.
I don't know.
It looks like a whip, especially when it curls around his neck. But I don't know.
But just the lighting, like it has highlights and shadows. It doesn't look like a ribbon. Looks more like a tendril.
It does. It does look very. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna say Seer Grimm, and if you want to say Sienna Khan, then I'm not gonna argue.
We've made our stances. Let's see who's right.
Yeah. Okay. We'll a slap bet at RTX. Whoever's right will get to slap the other. We'll have to record that. Okay. And here is the penultimate. I think this will be the last screenshot we'll look at. I think there are others, but I think it's the last one.
Yep.
Or I might look at the Oscar one after.
Oh, the Oscar one. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yep.
So this is. Some people said Winter's Night, and I understand where people come from that, because perhaps maybe that Jacques made Winter fight a night as well before she left. I, for one, just because how significant the night is to Weiss, I do not think this is Winter's. I think it's 100% Weiss. Yep. I think she was being chased by the rapier wasps, and she summoned the night out of the ship to fight them. So I think this is the ship flying up in the air, and then night jumps out of the ship at the wasps.
There was a screenshot, which was one of those ads that were floating around, which showed Weiss. It looked like she was standing at like the back entrance of the ship.
Yeah, it was one of the ads. It was one of the RWBY.
She had like her beams going out, so it looked like she was fighting. So I say she was fighting those wasps, and I'll say we'll get that either, if not in this first episode, probably the second episode. I think a lot of the what we saw in the trailer we'll probably get in the first 2 or 3 episodes. I'm thinking. They're
definitely 100%. I can almost guarantee you that they're definitely early episodes, because I know for a fact they haven't even finished writing or animating the end of this volume. They've said that.
So it's not too spoiler as people think, because it's only the first few episodes. I'm saying. Thinking.
Like I love, like they're gonna start writing the end of the volume at the end of October. So that's how
got it written. They just haven't finished animating it because it's so much involved.
Well, you see, you say that, but Miles said that they hadn't even started writing it yet. So,
God.
I'm sure, like with Monty, they still have points. I'm sure.
Yeah.
They just haven't written out dialogue. I'm sure they have
the.
I'm sure they have the idea.
Yeah.
But just not dialogue for dialogue. I'd imagine.
But yes, I'm really looking forward to seeing the night in action.
See, Zay does things, says, who else can be Yang, be Rapunzel? And when I first saw RWBY, that's 100% who I thought Yang was, Rapunzel.
Yeah, well, that's it.
I didn't think of Goldilocks for the longest time. I thought Rapunzel.
But it's definitely Goldilocks with all the bears and bear references and everything. She even has she's based on Goldilocks. She is. Yeah, in Volume 4, those 3 bears.
I still think maybe you could tie in Rapunzel. I don't know how you would. Maybe lock Yang in a tower at some point. Maybe that's where Raven keeps Yang.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, no, actually, I just realised this. Have you ever seen Tangled, the newest Rapunzel movie?
No, I haven't actually.
which is, by the way, it is the best Disney movie. It is better than Frozen. I was telling that to the audience, not you. Fantastic movie, by the way, one of my favorite movies of all time. The evil mother, because you know the story of Rapunzel. The woman in the animated character in the movie for the evil mother looks a lot like Raven.
Oh, really?
I'll send you a reference pic after the stream.
Yes.
I forgot her name. I forgot the name of the lady. But she's Rapunzel's fake mother.
Right.
When she steals Rapunzel as a baby.
Yes.
And keeps her because she's like magic.
Yep. Yep.
But yeah, that's actually a really good point. Wow, I really want to see that now. Okay, so we'll head. So we're about an hour in, so we'll head to the last screenshot here.
If we go a little way, it's okay.
Yeah, where we have, of course, one of my new favorite characters because I've worn Oscar RTX last year. I was fantastic Oscar cosplayer. I saw two other Oscar cosplayers, and they were very good. I think I was.
I didn't see any others. I must have missed them.
No, they were up around the entrance and seating area when I saw.
Okay. Yep.
But you were like in the panels, or you were down at the gaming.
Oh, there's just so much going on.
Yeah, again, Mother Gothel. That's her name, Mother Gothel.
Mother Gothel.
Yeah, she looks a lot like Raven. Yeah. So we have Oscar here, and there are a few things I'm curious about with Oscar. One, we know he's probably going to be mentored by Crow at some point.
Yep.
Although from the trailer, it doesn't look like we'll get that necessarily.
I don't know. Looks like he's meeting with Ranger, which that's going to be interesting. I say it's going to be really awkward.
Especially for Jean, if he finds out that Osmond is still alive in some sense.
Because I think he'll still feel bad for Oscar, but yeah, he'll be pissed at.
Yeah, but again, I would just love to see Jean be a dickhead to Oscar because of Ozpin. Because again, Jean, he's a bit of an asshole. He was in Volume 4 a little bit.
Yeah.
But he mentioned Penny, so that 100% redeemed him because he mentioned Penny.
Yes.
Also, I just realized too, like we said about the whole thing about things happening in early episodes, we saw Raven in the trailer, which means she'll be appearing quite early in the season.
Possibly.
I didn't
like
think
you say,
that.
Yang being captured. That makes sense.
Yeah. I ship Oscar and RWBY. That is probably one of the better. I actually do like that ship.
Rose Garden, I think it's called.
Rose Garden. I actually do like that one quite a bit.
I do like that too, and they're about the same age. They're only a year apart.
Yeah. Well, it's
maybe a little
two because RWBY's assumingly 16 in Volume 4.
That's right, she will be. Yeah, she must be 16. Yeah.
But even then, that's fine. As someone who, not to get too personal, who has been in very age-varying relationships, I don't think it's a problem.
Nah.
For that, I don't think age is a problem.
Nah.
In school, it feels like it is.
Well, yeah.
But I went out with someone that's like, I went out with someone in school that was like 3 years younger than me, and it was weird. Because she was like in a younger year, but I just don't think in school it feels weirder. But
it does.
Again, outside of school, people are 20 years apart in their relationships. So anyway, fucking shipping. Sorry.
Damn shipping.
So I'm curious to see if Oscar and Jean have any sort of confrontation.
Yes.
How big of a role Crow will play in Oscar's future? Because we didn't see any interactions in the trailer.
No.
And again, just how.
Well, on the poster, he looks very fatherly to him.
And I'm curious how much he's going to explain. Is he going to go to Ranger and explain everything?
I don't know.
If he doesn't, then it's like, why is his kid following us?
Yeah. I think he's definitely going to explain something.
I think he's just going to have to explain it.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know. I was thinking, I remember this meme I saw ages ago with how Ren and Nora adopt Oscar. It's so cute. Have you seen that one?
I did see a picture of that. I don't know if it's the same one, but actually was awesome. Yes. I think once Jean finds out Ozpin, he will yell at Ozpin and he'll make Oscar a little scared of Jean. Maybe a scene later, I'd apologize for making up. Yeah, I'm happy with that. As long as it happens over more than one episode.
Yeah, exactly.
That's something a lot of TV shows do that I really hate, is when they have conflict and end it in the same episode.
Yeah. I think John's
give it a few
definitely going to be angry at Ozpin for a while. But maybe forgive Oscar, because Oscar is just thrown in there. Poor little Oscar.
So I guess that kind of ends the trailer portion of the stream.
Yes.
But I think, if you guys have any questions...
Yeah, do you have anything you want to ask us before we wrap up?
But I'll just say, I think we maybe just go over what we think's going to happen in this volume.
Yes.
So let's start with RWBY.
Yes.
I think she'll just she'll play the same role she did in Volume 4. She's kind of just there. I don't think she'll have a major role to play necessarily. Like, I don't think she'll like maybe if Neo shows back up, she might fight Neo.
Yeah.
The only way I think she'll have a lot of significance is if Cinder shows up.
Yeah.
Which I think from the poster we can assume she probably will.
I think RWBY's like the one who just keeps them going forward, especially with Ren and Nora and John. It's just like, we must keep going, we can do this sort of thing. So I think she's going to be throughout that volume. Though I brought it up the other night how Lindsay was saying that she wants RWBY to break. I really hope that happens as well. Yeah.
Well, I also feel like she wouldn't say that if it's going to happen this volume. That's all.
Yeah, no, she didn't confirm.
I feel like she'll. That's something.
Yeah. She's just the glue that keeps them all together and keeps them moving
but
forward.
Just in terms of plot moving forward, I don't know if she'll add much to the plot moving forward
she'll
necessarily.
just keep them moving on.
Again, unless Cinder shows up, which I think could be a possibility. Are you hyped for this volume?
Yes, we are so hyped.
Definitely. I've also heard a lot of good things about the intro song. Yes. Which is probably the most important, which is probably the thing I'm looking most forward to.
Yes, me too. And the Yang shot, but yes, I really want to see
which I don't think they'll release separately until after the volume ends, because they only released it last year because of the whole issue of the website crashing. I think the Yang character short will be the equivalent.
Yeah.
Which is probably why they released it on the same day, because, like, well, the websites might crash, so we're preparing you for the website to probably crash.
That's it. Because that's going to be released to the public straight
away.
Also
something, I've seen so many reactors hate on Rooster Teeth because they're releasing the short on the same day. They're literally saying the Rooster Teeth's bad at marketing, and they're doing really. That's
reason really why. I guess they're keeping it really close to the
chest, I just hate when people go as far as to hate production or writing in a show. That just annoys me. You can dislike something, but don't go as far to say as writing is bad, or lazy, or production, or they don't know what they're doing.
We just don't know the story.
Really disrespectful. That's really disrespectful in my opinion to diss behind the scenes stuff of the show. Yeah, exactly.
You don't know. Like, people saying, "Oh, they should have done this and done this." The things you don't know what's going to happen in the future. They're writing volumes ahead of us. Like, they've got it all planned down the track. So they probably did this one thing because this is going to relate to something else that's going to happen later.
Yes, which is when people go ahead and say, rewrite Volume 4, you don't know the end result of the show.
Exactly.
You can't rewrite when you don't know the end result. Like, if you rewrite Volume 4, but the status quo remains the exact same by the end, then 100%. Good work.
I thought it was alright. It was just a lot of things to cover, and it's just, but I know a lot of people hate Volume 4, but I quite liked it. Yeah,
I hate when people just go through. Yeah, I agree with Mari. It's so annoying.
Yes.
RWBY may get some training to help make her more versatile than she currently is. Well, I think that's also going to tie into the Yang shorts. Maybe RWBY will train throughout the volume to get better without a scythe, because that will relate to the character short.
Yeah, exactly. I say she's going to have a lot of character building in this episode, but it's going to be sort of in the background. Because she hasn't had a lot of character development, really. It's just been very, very gradual.
But as Arnold said, when it will, it'll come like a truck.
Yes.
It will fall down like a ton of bricks.
Yeah, absolutely.
As long as they don't try to tie up all loose ends in there myself. No, they should leave things. They should leave things up in the air.
They always leave things up in the air, though. They give you an answer.
Planting the seeds is the best part of this RWBY almost. Is when they plant seeds for something in the future. Yeah. Which is why it's jarring when a show just introduces a character.
Well, it's like when we first saw Raven in Volume 4. Like, hey, we finally find out things about Raven, but then we got like several other questions come up with only a couple
but again,
answers. It's like...
Oh, that's true as well. Chibi comes out like an hour earlier.
I think Chibi comes out a bit earlier.
It comes out 2 hours earlier. So that's 3 pieces of route for people who haven't seen it, of course.
Yeah.
Which is amazing, by the way. And also, stay tuned for my reaction, which will be my last RWBY reaction.
I'm looking forward to seeing that.
Insane.
I still need to edit mine, actually. I'll do that later.
Jesus, I have to go to work later. I thought lucky mine's already edited.
So we talked about RWBY.
So Weiss, I think she'll be chased by these wasps. Save herself. I think she doesn't need. I don't think she should be saved by Winter. No. I think she needs to save herself because she always gets saved.
I think she'll somehow sort of
I think with the Knight, which you could say the Knight saved her, not herself, but still. I personally think the writing for RWBY is phenomenal. I think it deserves so much more credit than it gets.
Absolutely. Like, from being a writer myself, it's just
From what the show is, from what it started as, it is seriously incredible that this show is as big as it is.
Yeah.
It had billboards in New York
I know.
for God's sakes.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of people were saying that like RWBY's not good now because it gets less views. Because people are probably watching it on Rooster Teeth website like they should be.
Yeah.
People are watching it on Crunchyroll.
Yep.
People are watching it on Netflix.
There's so many different other
Yeah.
It was even on Twitch.
It's on so many platforms now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was even on Twitch, which
it's even on Twitch right now.
Which is a crazy thing because I can imagine.
Yeah.
That probably introduced so many people to RWBY. That I was like, oh, there's this anime thing on alongside Yu-Gi-Oh. Oh, what's this?
Yeah.
So I imagine so many people have now watched RWBY now, which is so awesome that they did that. And that's a huge deal for Twitch to go, hey, we're going to stream all of your content over 4 days.
Yeah,
that's insane.
It is insane. I wish I could have made it, but yeah, I didn't end up watching it live.
No, I didn't end up watching it either, but I loved seeing the screenshots of the chat and stuff, which is so good because I so expected the chat to be horseshit for the stream, but apparently it hasn't been.
No.
As well as the growing number of reactors. That is the worst thing about Sunday. There's so many videos to watch in terms of reactors.
I need to catch up. I mean, so
especially for me.
Yeah.
Sunday has to draw, has to probably do a speed art for it, then do the thumbnails, then edit, then upload all that for Monday, and then have to watch reactors in between. Sunday, I'm so glad I never work on Sundays because I don't think which is why reacting is also it's not something I can really do. We have to wrap up.
Just move on to the next person. Blake.
Oh yeah. Blake. Yeah, I don't know. Hers is a real mystery what she'll actually do this volume.
Yeah, I say she's going to definitely be really involved with the White Fang, taking over the White Fang in Menagerie, and eventually making her way to Mistral. Like in the Volume 4 intro, we actually saw her on the boat with Gira and Carly as well as Sun. So I'm not sure if they're all going to go
that's actually a really good point, actually.
Because they were all on the boat. I guess they didn't want to show anything of Menagerie in the intro, but yeah, well, we saw it in episode
that could be
3.
a really good foreshadowing, actually.
What's episode 3? No, episode 5. But yeah, I don't know. But I say that's
They
going
just
to
think
happen.
isn't an anime though.
Let's not get into that.
If the RWBY and the guy who created it, who's now passed away, called it an anime, that is what it is.
Yeah.
Monty called it an anime, so that is what it is.
Yes. Yang.
Yang.
We already sort of mentioned a little bit.
I think we've discussed what Yang's going to do this volume. Renora. I think again maybe kind of like RWBY again, like RWBY. They're going to just like maybe be a bit more background characters, unless they introduce something again like Raven to the mix, if that connects to their character. Or maybe Juniper just go off on their own to maybe find the Nikos family. Because I do think we need a bit of Ren and Nora talking about Pyrrha.
Yes, we do.
Because a lot of people thought that was jarring they didn't talk about it. And again, it has been 6 months, so, you know...
Sorry, phone in the background.
That's alright. I was going to say, too, some people are concerned that Blake and Sun are going to be at each other's throats kind of thing this volume, because Sun's going to want to fight Ilya, but Blake's not going to want to let him. So how would you feel about that conflict if that was a consistent thing going forward, is that Blake and Sun arguing about whether or not what they're going to do with Ilya?
Yeah, well, I can see that definitely, because Sun's just going to say, well, she's part of the White Fang, rah rah rah, she attacked us, you know, and Blake's like, but she was my friend.
What about Neo? I think Volume 4, again, like when I was producing Volume 4, I would have had Neo in there. I think this makes sense for her to show up here. It'd be really cool if when we met Raven, that she mentions Neo, because Neo seemed to know who Raven was.
Maybe, or she's just like, oh shit, who's this person? This looks really powerful. I'm out of here.
But it would be cool if, say, Raven, because she's connected to the Bandits and probably the Mistral Underworld, is if she knew Roman and she knew Neo. Maybe not in a personal sense, but like knew of them.
Knew of them, yeah.
Maybe Neo is from Mistral, and she left to go be with Roman and Vale, and Ravens happen to know about her, and maybe something gets mentioned up, because again, we saw. Actually, I was gonna say something from Chibi, which I won't, so I'll forget that. But some people think that Chibi can allude to things in the main series, and we did see some interaction in the end of Chibi there, at the very end, but Yang and Neo. So we'll see maybe if, because Neo said they're like Neo bump into Yang when trying to find a way to Mistral. Maybe I would think Neo might go after RWBY, but again, we'll have to see. We really don't know.
Yeah.
And hopefully, you know, when we finally get back to Atlas again, we'll get more of our Penny maybe and her connections and stuff to the show and her going forward. Crow, Again, he's going to be the catalyst. Crow will be the catalyst this volume. I think Crow will be very, very important this volume.
He's very important, definitely. Yeah.
Hopefully they won't. Hopefully they won't have a fight that they want Ranger to win, so they'll just write off Crow. Which is kind of what they did. They kind of wrote off Crow, so that Ranger could have to fight the Knuckle V, so it'd be a bit fairer. So if Crow was in that fight, probably wouldn't have gone down as heart wrenching as it was. Which is actually funny. They did the exact same thing for the most recent season of Red vs Blue.
Oh really?
They had the most strongest badass character hurt, so she couldn't be involved in the final fight. I was like, God damn it, Ruby.
And I'd say there's going to definitely be a fight scene in this first episode because every other first premiere for Volume has always had an epic fight scene in it.
As long as it's better than the one that was in Volume 4.
I like the Geist. What was he called?
I wasn't a fan of it.
I love that fight scene. It was good.
I do like that they have established too that aura and semblance is the same energy source. So if you don't have an aura, you can't use your semblance.
Yeah, they did confirm that in the Tumblr, didn't
they? Which very much limits RWBY's speed.
Yeah.
Which is good because again, I think everyone prefers her using her scythe as a poker stick rather than her super speed.
Well, we saw.
I agree. It looks a lot cooler when she's using a scythe.
Yeah. Well, in the Volume 4, in the Kirayuri Knuckly fight, she was actually using both. So and it looks fun there. She was using her the recoil from Crescent Rose more than her speed because she was limiting the use of her aura.
But she did use her speed like once or twice.
Yeah, she used it a few times. She sort of mixed it up because in the Volume 4 character short, she mainly relied on her speed, which we hadn't seen before.
I'm not saying it was a canon event, but I think they took a little liberty just to show off certain things.
We hadn't seen a lot of RWBY fighting really through the series.
Yes, the Petrogigas.
Yes, that's it. Yeah, the Petrus.
I knew it was Gigas. I didn't know what the first bit was.
I'm really looking forward to seeing more Geist Grims and what they can possess.
Well, they've clearly established the Geist Grim. They even brought out a new T-shirt, a Geist Grim T-shirt last night.
Oh.
Yes, and a very, very cool Salem shirt.
Ooh, I have to check
that out
later.
I really actually kind of want to buy it because it's like a black and purple and white, really cool Salem, and it's just outlines.
Yeah.
But it looks really cool. So definitely, guys, go check out the RT store because they just came out with some new merchandise.
I saw an email or notification about new merchandise.
Yeah. They have the new RWBY Japanese figure, not Threezo. It's similar, but it's a bit more expensive than the Threezo figure.
It looks
like a Japanese figure. Three new T-shirts, like a Crow shirt, a Salem shirt, and a
the Geist.
The Geist shirt, yes.
Floyd needs to have a button or a shirt.
Well, Floyd does now. He does have a shirt. Like you know how in the main series the Elder Grim have like a name, like the dragon Kevin.
Yeah.
The Petrogigas was Floyd. That's Petrogigas' name. It's just Floyd now.
Was it before Chibi or was it after
it was
Floyd?
After.
Yeah.
Floyd didn't get introduced till Chibi season 2.
Yeah, we're gonna call the guys whenever we see a Geist Grim now. We're gonna say, "Hey, it's Floyd."
Hey, Floyd.
What you doing, Floyd?
What if we took RWBY's cookies? That would cause a lot of character development.
Not the cookies. Not the cookies.
Hi, Zom.
Hey, Zom.
Let's think. What other characters? Raven, I think is going to be. I think Raven is going to be a
big part in this series.
Yeah, I think she's going to be surprisingly coy. Like she's going to be surprisingly like acting as if she's nice and acting as if she knows what she's doing.
Very cunning, and you can tell already.
But I definitely think she's going to be like, oh, I was just getting RWBY and Yang back together. I was just she's going to play the role of this nice person,
I don't know.
And I'm very interested in the Spring Maiden. Very interesting to see what her design's going to be.
Yes, definitely.
I hope she's like. I feel like she might be like very tomboyish, like almost like the opposite of Spring because she's like in the Bandits. Like I don't think she's gonna be like look like Amber. I think she's gonna look something a lot more Bandit-esque.
Yes.
Which would be very jarring to like this being a Spring Maiden, which I think would be very cool.
It's interesting because Salem was telling Tyrion to look for the Spring Maiden. So
initially.
Yeah, initially. So if she does send him off again after the Spring Maiden, we could see a confrontation there with Raven too. That'd be interesting.
I don't think we'll see much of Tyrion in this volume. I think he'll lay low.
Yeah, I think he will lay low. But if Salem was,
Yeah, kind of like how we saw Cinder in Volume 4. Like we just saw her occasionally, and she was like kind of like she was like in pain, like kind of like training or something. I think we'll see Kieran in the exact same sense we saw.
But I think Cinder's definitely gonna have more of a role this volume as well.
Yeah, but it's very hard. It's very hard to predict what she's gonna do, though. I really have no idea what exactly she'll do. There's so many characters. I think we are gonna get new characters this volume. They have said that we will get some new characters this volume. So interesting to see like how the roles they play. Lionheart, I don't think he's gonna die. I think when he was attacked, I think that was more like a threat.
Yeah.
Like you know like kind of pull him to your face and be like, you better do what I tell you to do or else kind of thing.
Yeah. The
new
Grim from the trailer. Yeah, the Wasp Grim. Yeah, they. I'm
assuming so.
Yeah.
Yes, very very. Raven seems too cold to try that. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe she'll just be her old bitchy self. I don't know. I would like to think she would try play nice, just to piss off Crow, if anything else.
Yeah.
And I also had this thought: what if? No, because I guess if she wanted the power, she would have just killed the Spring Maiden when she found her.
Yeah.
At that point, well, no, it depends on how old she is. Maybe she's too old to get. I don't think she might be, because Glinda was. So maybe you have to be like in your early 20s or earlier. But I'm very curious if the Spring Maiden, when Raven found her, was it like a young girl? Like, I'm curious how young it can be to get the Maiden's power.
Yeah, well, it's just young women that didn't really piss.
Because I kind of assumed that, again, like, she might have found someone Yang's age. Like, she might have found, like, an 8-year-old girl who had the Spring Maiden's powers, and then she took her under her wing.
Maybe.
I want to see more of Crow's past. I would probably have to see that more of, like, a spin-off, 3-episode special between seasons, like they did for Red vs. Blue.
A Stark spin-off will be amazing.
Yeah, but again, I would have liked to go. I'd like to go to like an episode, a spin-off episode where we go back to Vale and see Coffee, or we go to Atlas and see what Ironwood and Jacques and Whitley are doing. Again, it's a huge world. There's so much going on at once. You can't see everything.
Yeah, definitely.
That would be the one drawback from RWBY. And I brought the question. Would I prefer spin-off episodes more than Chibi? And again, if it wasn't for Penny or Neo, I probably would say I'd probably prefer spin-off episodes in the off season. So I guess character shorts basically but not for the main cast. Like character shorts for Team Coffee, character shorts for Team Stark. But maybe a bit longer than just 5 minutes. But very interesting. I think we'll see Hazel and Watts more this season.
Definitely. Hope we find out more about them.
I said earlier, I mentioned earlier, I think Watts is a tech genius, a tech-savvy genius. I mean, it's funny, and I'm also wondering if Oobleck's doctor thing was actually a foreshadowing for Watts, in a sense.
Well, he's a doctor as well.
Because a doctor doesn't mean a medical professional.
No.
I don't know the exact definition for doctor.
No.
But it is very vague, I'm pretty sure.
Well, it can be scientists as well. And
yes, which I think Watts because I think he knows how to. I think he has worldwide communication without the towers. I think he's developed some sort of, I guess, like a walkie-talkie system. Again, it doesn't sound as impressive when you say it like that, but because he had a custom scroll which I've never seen on the show before. His W was the same W that was on Cinder's tablet when she was talking about her little friend and the virus,
which was not Whitley. So many people were saying that's Whitley. No,
I thought it was Ironwood because it was Ironwood's picture. So I thought maybe the W was Ironwood's symbol, which again that could kind of work. But I think it's definitely Watts.
Watts,
And the wiki, even though it's a wiki, because I know it's not wiki, it's the furthest thing from canon. But the wiki does state that Watts' symbol is the W.
Yeah. Well, you can see it on his scroll a little bit in.
Yes, you can see half of it.
You can see half of it, and it's sort of like, clearly W.
So I think he made the virus. I think he has worldwide communication about the towers. Even though the Sea Grim seem to do the same thing as well.
Yeah. And I think Hazel had part with Beacon because he knows from Osborn's past, so he might know the workings of Beacon.
Yeah, he might have had the details on Osborn. He might have had the. So maybe Salem and Osborn aren't as connected as we thought they were. Maybe it's Hazel that's actually the bridge between the two, and not the two themselves.
Yeah.
Of course, we'll probably see Hazel interact with Adam and Sienna, and even Gira. Imagine those four in a room. Imagine Adam, Gira, Hazel, and Sienna in a room.
Oh God.
That'd be insane.
It would be insane. Well,
Coco still owes Emerald and Mercury for the stunt they pulled.
Yes.
I was actually thinking of a mini AMV that had to do a lot to do with that scene. So I don't know. That'd be cool.
I need to do my AMVs.
I was meant to finish that by today, which I don't think I'll be able to get that done with work. So I think, I'm also very curious. I had this thought. what if the only reason Adam is in the position he was... Okay, this is hard to explain, so I'm going to try to think of a really way to explain this.
Okay.
So Gira was the leader of the White Fang.
Yes.
And at the time, Blake was in the White Fang as well. So at the time, you would assume that Blake was probably going to be the next in line as leader if Gira wouldn't retire or die.
Yeah, that would make sense.
But he retired early because he didn't want to be part of the White Fang anymore. He wanted to go be the chieftain of Menagerie. So Sienna Khan took over.
Yep.
I don't think Sienna Khan will be as evil as a character as we think she'll be. I think, Adam is the evil of the White Fang. Sienna is more just the aggressive leader of the White Fang, but not necessarily the evil leader of the White Fang.
I still think...
Well, this is my interpretation, of course.
My sort of interpretation, from like when we saw with the flashback in the end of Volume 1 with Blake, and you saw the silhouette of the White Fang, and, the leader was determined as someone who had more brutal views and more violence. So
yeah, I think the White Fang is more aggressive, but I don't think that necessarily means she's evil.
No, I wouldn't say she's evil, but she has more. She's more willing to be aggressive.
Adam is evil.
Yeah.
Anyway, but I think that maybe because Blake was in line to be the next leader of the White Fang, Sienna respected that. She knew that, and she didn't have a problem with that.
Yep.
She was probably second in command and stepped up because Blake was too young.
Yeah.
So, and probably because Gyros said that she was leaving as well, but then obviously she didn't.
But she would have. I think I worked it out. She would have been about 12 or so when that happened.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which thank you, Mo, for agreeing with me on Dawn. On Sienna. I'm Dawn. I think that because of Adam, the only reason Adam is in the position he was because he was with Blake at the time.
Yeah.
So the only reason Adam has any significance in the White Fang is because he was dating Blake at the time.
They grew up together, him and Blake, I'd say.
Yeah. Which I think Sienna might even is like when Adam comes up and is like, I'm the leader of the Veil of the White Vile Branch of the White Fang. I'm the most powerful members of the White Fang. It's like, you only have your position because you were dating the old chief's daughter.
Yeah.
Which I think would be a really cool idea because that undercuts Adam a lot.
Yeah.
But it also proves how powerful he's become to keep his position as the leader of the Veil Branch of the White Fang.
Well, AC, I wouldn't trust the Fox twins about that when they said about Adam was planning to overthrow Sienna Khan, because I feel like they're just telling Gira that to put that it was Adam was the bad one, not Sienna Khan.
No, I think the only reason they think that is because of the scroll. The Albane twins didn't say Adam was going to overthrow the White Fang.
No, they said the White Fang was going to planning to destroy Haven from the scrolls.
I think that was the scroll that they got that information from, not the brothers.
No, the brothers did say that Adam was planning to overthrow Sienna Khan, I thought, but
I don't think so. You guys, the chat might have to
I can't remember now.
Hey, Laura Lee. Sorry, glad to see you make it.
We actually got a little overtime, so that's good timing.
I agree with Dawn. Salem did said something about Adam loyalty and the reason. Yeah. I think Adam is more loyal probably to Salem. Well, I wouldn't say she's loyal. I think Adam would prefer to has problems with Sienna enough to join with Salem. Because again, at first Adam it was a paycheck for him. Yeah. But then he probably learned that Blake was in Vale. Yeah. Probably learned that Salem, who's behind this all, which I know he might have known who she was, like in whispers, hear about this person maybe. Yeah, I wouldn't say Adam is loyal to anyone other than himself. I wouldn't say he's loyal to Salem or Sienna. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Alright. I stand corrected. Never mind me.
Yeah. Brother said Adam was splintering, but the scroll said he was planning to overthrow the White Fang.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
yeah,
which again, a lot of people thought was a lie the second they turned out they were evil. I do think that Adam is a splinter group. At least... not to the degree, maybe, that the Albanes were saying that he was. Yeah. But I think that they're definitely... I don't know, but Adam's interactions with Sienna... That's what I mean. I think... That's why I think it's really cool if Adam is just this character that got his position because of his relationship. Yep. But then, became his... Because I think Adam is probably the most strongest member of the White Fang.
Yeah, well, definitely.
Apart from maybe Sienna Khan. Yeah. So I think he deserves the position he has. Yeah,
he's worked his way since.
Only got it because he was dating Blake at the time. Yeah. Or was with Blake at the time. Which again also begs the question, Ilya's name inspiration, I believe was it the Amatola or Ilya? I think it's Ilya. that name means, I think, is interpreted like Native American. I think is, my God is he.
Oh, interesting. I haven't heard of that.
And the fact that her mask has horns.
Yep.
I'm wondering if she like obsessively looks up to Adam.
Possibly.
Maybe she's even now dating Adam.
Maybe.
Maybe the three of them or something. I don't know. Because again, I think maybe that. Yeah, and it begins the question, was Blake dating Adam the whole time? Was she dating Ilya at one point? Yeah, it's this whole thing. It's this whole thing of Blake, and it's really interesting. It's like some people get around a lot. Blake gets around a lot, apparently.
Yeah.
Whether it's Adam, Ilya, Blake, son. No, not Blake. Yang, son. I don't know what it is. Blake gets around.
That sounds so bad.
I know it does, but I didn't mean it that. I'm not lying. I did mean it that way. And again, like that's the whole thing. If you look at the end of Volume 3, if you think about it in a more between Adam and Blake, if you think about it in a more sexual sense, it's very much more unnerving. Not going to mention anything here, but I believe there was something along the lines of domestic abuse between the two towards the end of their relationship.
Well, yeah. That wouldn't surprise me too much.
And even more in a sexual sense. But anyway, I'm not going to, again, I don't want to talk about it on the stream necessarily. Yeah, and I think her last name means rainbow. Amatola means rainbow.
Yeah.
But I think Ilya means something like, my God is he. That's what it translates to.
Interesting.
Which I think is really interesting because she has the horns and her... Well, again, her horns probably just relate to the fact she's a chameleon, but...
Yep.
It'd be curious if, because we haven't seen Ilya, mention Adam or anything like that, so it'd be interesting how she feels about Adam.
She seems to be taking orders from the Fox twin from what we saw at the end of Volume 4.
Yeah, but who in turn work for Adam.
Who work for Adam, yeah.
Yeah, because again, like, his agents in Menagerie are the brothers.
Yep.
Which again is the whole thing that we talked about the other night, is that how people were like, "What, son, why are you surprised that there are White Fang in Menagerie?" It's like, well, Menagerie is the one place White Fang don't need to be.
Yeah, they don't need to be there, because they're all
so
there.
Why is that surprising that they're there? It's like, no, that makes sense that they're surprised, because there's no need for the White Fang to be in Menagerie, because...
Yeah. I guess they're in Menagerie because they still need
Adam probably
and they need at least someone there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably to keep an eye on Gira too.
Yeah, and Blake as well, I imagine as well.
Now Blake,
yeah. But clearly, from the Blake short, there are other White Fang associates in Menagerie.
Yeah.
So there definitely is a presence there.
There's a presence there, yeah.
But I don't think they're centered there. I don't think that's where they come from.
No.
I think they come from somewhere in Mistral.
Yep.
Which is also confusing, because I also think Salem is from Mistral.
I still think she's somewhere else.
Well, it's just because if you look at the Mistral map, actually, can you take the art down for a second?
Oh yeah, hang on. I think I can.
Because I think it's right there where I think Salem is. That's all possible. See, is that there? It's this off it by itself red area of the map.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I want to say she could be around that area.
I didn't really think of it in that area. Yeah.
Yeah, Laura says, yes, Ilya means, my God is he, or God is Lord. Yes. Slavic origin, my bad.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, there's nothing.
Yeah, so I think she could be there. Obviously, the Dragon Continent is a strong possibility, or she could be in some other realm entirely.
Yep.
Which I don't think so, because we saw the moon in the background. I think it's somewhere on Remnant.
Yeah.
But again, we know that there are some things, like there are portal cards. Also... I also love, too, how a lot of people will say, like, that traveling is such a weird issue in Remnant, because, like, how fast people go and stuff.
Yep.
Obviously, I'll go over this, 8 months walking somewhere is 2 weeks by bike, a week by ship, they're all catching up. It does make sense, apart from maybe Blake, which is why she's still in Menagerie, because her being in Mistral wouldn't make as much sense as Weiss and Yang would, time-wise. But, say, for example, someone like Tyrion, who's like, well, how did Tyrion catch up to them? I always forget that, the world is circular. If they're on the Dragon Continent, they're actually very close to Mistral.
Yeah, that is very true. Yeah.
Same with Watts. I always think, like, well, how? Because the Dragon Continent is so much farther away than Vale is. Yes, in a map sense. In a globe sense, no, not at all. It's right next to each other. It's always something that I forget when it comes to maps, which is so weird, because I'm a map person.
I know you love maps. Just look at you behind you. Maps. But I'm thinking we should probably wrap this up because we're going for an hour now. Definitely.
But okay, your channel, your stream, you take it out.
control. No, that's okay.
Sorry, no, I talk a lot. I try to take charge. I apologize.
Oh no, that's all right. It's totally fine. Well, is there anything else anyone else wants to ask us before we
if there are
stream?
Any more questions or any more comments you'd like to make, any maybe improvements you could suggest, maybe?
Yeah, like anything else you want us to add? We're thinking of maybe rotating the art as well. We didn't get really around to doing that this time.
Didn't we get? We might have some more artwork and stuff.
Yeah.
But again, like seriously, thank you all for coming and those who are still here.
Absolutely, thank you for watching. Yes.
Yeah, me personally, this is my first live stream, and I actually really enjoyed it, and I hope everything sounds good. Like, no issues with the quality or anything. That's like my go-to thing when I recorded. I would just question the quality for some reason, as if I'm live.
Same.
But yeah, seriously, thank you all. Like, this has been amazing. I love discussing with you guys, and I'm glad that a lot of you guys seem to basically agree with what we have to say.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, which is always fulfilling when people agree with what you have to say.
I just love talking about RWBY. It's just, I don't know.
That's the best thing, just being able to talk to you guys and stuff. And, you know, also, if you guys have anything you want to say, seriously, 100% we'll read it and we'll talk to it. You know, the more people we can get in here, the more people who have their own opinions, the better. You know, the bigger people talk discussion. What's your favorite song from this season? as much as I want to say This Life Is Mine, because I love that song so much.
I love that song too.
I can't help but just every time I hear Like Morning Follows Night.
I do love Morning Follows Night.
I love that song. Like, again, I didn't like, again, Blake and Sun were probably two of my less favorite characters going into Volume 4. That song and just what Blake and Sun did in Volume 4 are now two of my favorite characters, and they're, to be fair, if their ship didn't exist, I probably wouldn't like them as much.
Yep.
But the only ship I really meant to is Under the Schnee, Weiss Neptune, and Black Sun. So I love them. I love them both because of that. So I like Morning Follows Night and This Life Is Mine, obviously because of Weiss my favorite character. And I'll just point out. Sorry, I'll just point out too. I do really like the intro song. I forgot what it's called.
Let's Just Live.
What was it? Let's Just Live.
Yep.
In a song sense, as an intro, I didn't like it too much. But now that I hear the full version, I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nature's Laturi is awesome, very much.
My favourite song for Volume 4 would definitely be Morning Follows Night. I just love that. Like,
yeah.
I just
okay.
do.
Yeah.
I just love it.
It's such a. It's an awesome thing to listen to. Like, it's just a very. The beat, the tracks, you know, Jeff did an amazing job on that song. You know,
he's amazing.
I like This Life Is Mine because I think I like the song itself, like the lyrics and stuff better. Yeah. Because just how well the song it's written.
I just love how it keeps changing.
Yes, I love that too. But just in terms of the music, I love like Morning Follows Night. It's it's my favorite song just to listen to. Are we excited for tomorrow?
Yes.
Yes, we wouldn't be doing this if we weren't. I don't think you'll find hardly any negativity here. We both love RWBY. It's definitely my favorite show. Maybe like after Arrow. You know, like I love RWBY. You know, I've dedicated. You know, like I was doing Pokemon pixel art for 5 years, and I watched RWBY, and I changed everything to RWBY.
Yes.
You know, RWBY is the Home. Yeah, I haven't listened to Home as much as I should have. I love Home. Like I loved when they used it in Chibi. I love when they used it in the finale, but but the actual entire song, I haven't gotten around to listening to it that much.
Beautiful.
Because it's a very beautiful song, but it's very similar the whole way through.
It makes me want me to go back to playing the piano because I used to play the piano, and I want me to go back to doing
that would be an amazing
song. And
that would actually be. Yeah, I love the subtlety of that, and one thing I will say though is that I didn't like any of the other stuff apart from the new songs. I wasn't a big fan of the Boop acoustic. Well, I did like the Boop acoustic.
I like it, but
it wasn't anything. It wasn't. It was Boop with violins.
Yeah.
It wasn't really much different, and I wasn't a big fan of the remixes this time around.
I like the remixes.
I prefer I'm not a big fan of remixes in general, but I prefer the remixes from the previous volumes.
Yeah.
I'm just sad we didn't get a When We Fall acoustic. That's what I was looking so forward to.
That would have been really good.
Because Jeff even asked on Facebook when he was like, okay, we're going to record an acoustic for this volume. Do you want us to continue the trend of doing the intros?
Yeah.
Or do you want to do something else? And apparently people asked for Boop, which again, it was an acoustic song as it was already, so,
yeah.
But.
I think, Let's Just Live as an acoustic would have been really good too, actually. I can imagine it as an acoustic. Yeah,
but they probably don't do the acoustics until the next volume for the intros. Like they did this will be the day in Volume 2, and they did the my favorite song of the show. I always forget the goddamn name of it. The Volume 2 intro.
It's time to say goodbye.
Time to say goodbye. That's my favorite song of the show.
That's Chris's favorite too, actually.
I love the acoustic version from
the
Volume 3 soundtrack. And I love the score versions of like Divide and Leashes Naturi they used in I actually used the score versions for that for my episode 22 reaction.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, it's a creepy reaction. It was a Halloween themed reaction for some reason. I enjoy Volume 4's music, but didn't leave the same impression as me with Volume 3. Yeah, it didn't. I liked all the songs individually. I think as a whole soundtrack, I loved Volume 2 and 3's. Maybe a bit better. I think it's just because, again, I watched Volumes 1 to 3. So that was all. I got all the music, all the series, all of me at once.
Yeah.
And then I put it on it for like 6 months.
Yeah.
Whereas Volume 4 was the first soundtrack where I had to wait for stuff, and it doesn't have the same impact. That's all.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean it's better or worse.
I finished Volume 3 just after the finale had come out, and I didn't discover that till later. So yeah, Volume 4 was the first one I watched when it was actually coming out as well.
Yeah, same. And I didn't watch Volume 3 till about, I think, 2 months after the Volume 3 finale.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it was so interesting too, because, okay, I just wanted to go into like my whole RWBY, like why I got into RWBY. I'm not going to do that. That'd take about a good 10 minutes. But basically, the short version is, I had a friend who loved Rooster Teeth, loved it all the time. I didn't really get into it. Then I saw on Facebook in 2015 that a Rooster Teeth animator had passed away. So I sent a message to that friend who hadn't seen RWBY, and I said, sorry for your condolences, like, that sucks. And he's like, yeah, he worked on Red vs. Blue, etc., etc. Then I was watching, The Creatures, which was another YouTube channel, joined with Rooster Teeth. Yeah. So I said, okay, screw it, I'm going to watch Achievement Hunter. Because they did collabs and stuff. Yeah. So I watched all of Achievement Hunter's stuff, their GTA stuff, into their October 2016, the episodes that came out around that time. And at the end of those, they were having ads for RWBY at the end of it, for Volume 3. Yeah. So instead of jumping to the next GTA video, it jumped to the first episode of RWBY.
Oh, okay.
It's like, okay, well, sure, why not? Let's just watch this. Why not? 2 weeks later, I got to the Volume 3 finale, watching it every night and just loving it. Yeah. And it wasn't until the very end that I saw Monty's signature. And I did not see the name for it, because I didn't watch the trailers. Yeah. I wasn't looking at the intros that thoroughly. I wasn't looking at the credits. So it wasn't until I saw the signature and the name at the end that I was like, Rooster Teeth just came full circle for me. I got just Rooster Teeth learning about Monty's death. Yep. And my favorite thing from them, I didn't notice until the very end of the series that Monty was made. It's a crazy full circle story that I love telling.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, and I've since gotten that friend down to RWBY, and he loves it as well.
Yay! I'm getting one of my friends to watch it at the moment. Actually, she's she doesn't have a lot of time because she's got kids and stuff, but she's got my DVDs.
I have 2 friends that I'm bugging all the time to watch. I send them this little GIF that's RWBY looking at Team RWBY looking at Y when they first see him, and it says, "But have you watched RWBY yet?" I said that both to them like every time I talk to them, and they probably hate me for it.
Well, I saw I saw RWBY it was on Facebook. It was just a clip of the Red trailer, and it didn't have the start. It just had it like when she just came into the clearing with Grim, and at the end it didn't have actually with RWBY at the end. So I didn't know what it was, and I saw in the comments people saying it was RWBY, and like, what the hell is RWBY? So I then looked it up on YouTube, and I just binge watched it all, and and I didn't actually finish watching the trailers until I was I think it was halfway through Volume 2 where I saw mention about the trailers. Ended up watching the trailers then. But yeah. Well,
that was a crazy thing. Like, I watched the entire series not having seen the trailers.
Yeah.
So it was really interesting hearing Blake talk about Adam.
Yes.
Because everyone else, we know who this is. I was like, this is really interesting. I wonder who this character is. And then he showed up at the end of Volume 2, and again, it wasn't until he showed up at Volume 3 that Blake said Adam. I'm like, oh, that's crazy. And it's so crazy. Like, I initially got the vibes from when I saw them. Like, not even seeing the trailer. Like, they were a couple, and they had a past, and all that kind of stuff. So it was just, it's really cool kind of getting someone to RWBY and not watching, because I don't think I even watched the end credit scenes. I didn't even realize they were the thing.
Oh yeah.
Again, it wasn't until Volume 3 that I watched the credits and saw the Monty scene that I realized, oh, this is a post-credit scene. And I went back and I saw that the other ones had, and then I think I watched Arnold's Volume 3 reactions.
Yes.
then I looked for another one and I found Torture Boys.
Yes, I love.
And he reacted to these like, oh, what are these trailers? What are these trailers? Like, oh, I should go watch these first. So, yeah.
Anywho, we should probably wrap up. We've got way over time now.
Yeah, that's right.
Let's keep it to an hour. It didn't happen.
That's right. Well, again,
I mean, having fun.
Again, like that was 5 minutes of a trailer. Imagine next Saturday when it's character short, 23 minutes of an episode, and probably RWBY Chibi.
Yes, yes. I know.
So
We're gonna have a lot to talk about next Saturday.
But we got all of our personal stuff out of the way. So next week we can just talk about the episodes.
That's it.
Anyway.
Absolutely. Well, thank you everyone for watching and joining in. We really enjoyed this. This was fun. I'm not sure if we're going to be doing this every weekend, but at this stage we'll say we're going every Saturday. We'll just see what happens. We might do it every other. We'll just see. It depends how schedules turn up. But I really enjoy this. I'll be happy to. But, things change. We're definitely going next Saturday. Absolutely. Because we've got the first episode and the Yang short to discuss.
Yes. Let's not double up on, let's not add more by skipping a week.
No. So we'll definitely do next Saturday. Absolutely. Well, that's it. It's RWBY.
Yeah. But seriously, thank you, Nathan, Maddie Gaming. I know you just arrived. Sorry about that. Laura Lily, Zom, Lily, and all the people who have made comment. Mari Jaws. Seriously, thank you all. You know, AC, of course. Sorry, guys. So, thank you all. Yeah, this is just awesome. So, anyway, we'll catch you guys next week. Don't forget to check out our RWBY Chibi episode 22 reactions that will come out in about 7-8 hours time, something like that.
Yeah.
And of course I'll be up at 1 AM watching RWBY when it comes out and the Yang character short. So I won't be reacting to Volume 5. Sorry, guys. But again, these kind of videos I love because it's just as good. Just doing a review on the story, which is just satisfying.
Absolutely. Links in the description. So there's Dawn's channel and DeviantArt in the description. Also Discord. We're both on my Discord. So if you want to chat, continue chatting as well, make sure you join my Discord too.
Yeah, I'm also probably going to post a Amino post office as well, so that will be up as well.
And Amino. I haven't got your links for your Amino and your Twitter.
No, that's fine. That's all right. Just Imperial Dawn on Amino. It should be easy.
Just search Imperial Dawn, you'll find him.
Yeah, no, just Imperial Dawn. No dash, no underscore, no slash. Just capital E, capital D.
Yep. Awesome.
No space.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
See you next time. Thank you. Bye.